Let's talk about your governor. Your governor who stayed on national TV after NYPD were assaulted by illegal alien gang members. You had a woman burned alive by illegal alien subway. Your governor stands on national TV. I think criminal aliens should be deported. What's one of the first things she do? She goes down to New York City and tries to fire the mayor who wants to help me find public safety threats. Let me give a shout at Mayor Adams. Like him or love him, I called him up for 2 years by not doing enough. As a career cop, he wasn't doing enough. But when I sat down with him back in November, he came to the table. He wanted to help on significant public safety threats. He don't want to be an immigration officer. I don't want to be an immigration officer. But the mere fact he wants to get us into Rikers Island, where people are locked up because they committed a crime, he wanted to get federal immigration authorities back into Rikers Island to talk to illegal aliens who committed a crime against a citizen. And the governor runs down there and wants to fire him because he's working with Tom Homan? And as far as all this, well, he's making a deal because of his criminal issues, I've been talking to him since November. Had nothing to do with that, as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy that the mayor of New York City, the largest city in the world, is actually sitting down with law enforcement to make that city safer. He wants to be a law and order mayor. Then your mayor who says criminal aliens should be deported goes down there and wants them out of office. Then and at the same time she says it, she got a green light law, which prevents ICE and CBP, who again are focusing on national security threats and public safety threats. You can't have access to DMV data? Then I see the chief of staff say the other day, the borders should know they can get that with a warrant. Really? ATF need a warrant? FBI need a warrant? DA need a warrant? U.S. Marshals need a warrant? This is an attack on immigration enforcement that's plain what it is. In my day, when I was an agent, a long time ago, I never heard of sanctuary jurisdictions. Law enforcement worked with law enforcement. New York State's my home. I was born here. I was raised here. I went to college here. Great city, Utica. I have a summer home here now. My life's dream is to retire in this state. But I can tell you right now, this isn't the state I grew up in. It's sad. Law enforcement don't have the respect they should have. This is the finest 1% this country has, to include corrections officers. I'll say it again, President Trump's the greatest president of my lifetime. As a guy who fought border security my whole life, as a guy who stood in the back of a tractor trailer and 19 dead aliens who baked to death, including a 5-year-old little boy. As a guy who's talked to young ladies as young as 9, who were brutally raped numerous times by members of the cartel for simply crossing the border as part of payment. As a guy who ran Operation Ice Storm in Phoenix, Arizona, where criminal cartels were killing aliens because they couldn't afford the smuggling fee, so they called their relatives up, tell them you pay twice as much or we'll kill them, and they did. Relatives being called up, listen to their relative being tortured because they couldn't pay smuggling fees. Now we got a president who wants to secure the border and save lives. Secure borders save lives. Like I just said, when you got the numbers down 96%, how many lives are being saved? When 96% less people are coming, how many women aren't being raped? Now under Joe Biden, they say, well, President Trump's policy is inhumane. Homan, you're a racist. Trump, you're a racist. Your policies are inhumane. Oh, really? How many lives are being saved right now today because that border is secure? Under Joe Biden, a record number of Americans dead from fentanyl coming across that border. A 600% increase in sex trafficking of young women and children. A record number of Americans dying from fentanyl coming across the open border. Don't tell me about humanity. I've seen the worst of the worst. And everybody always says, why do you get so emotional? Why do you get angry? I get pissed off that anybody wants to purposely open this border up and put lives at risk. Open borders has killed record number of Americans, killed a record number of aliens, and that's just a stone cold fact. Look at the data, it's there for you to see. President Trump's saving lives every day. President Trump committed to concentrate on the worst of the worst and driving down illegal alien crime. That's exactly what we're doing. I looked at the numbers this morning. We're about 35,000 interior arrests, somewhere in that neighborhood. Vast majority being criminals. There are non-criminals, but again, sanctuary cities is to blame for most of that stuff. So we're keeping our promise. I want to be clear. If you're in the country illegally, you're not off the table. I made that clear from day one. It's not okay to be in this country legally. It's a violation of the law. And for members of Congress saying it's not it's not a crime to enter the country, wrong. As a member of Congress, you should know what the law says. It's ridiculous. Now we got Congress people out there saying they're educating illegal aliens to their constitutional rights. Okay, you can claim that. We all know what's going on. You're teaching people how to evade law enforcement, which means we're arresting less child predators. We're arresting less people convicted of sex crimes and serious assault crimes because they're educated. Fine. You're not going to stop us. New York State, you got to change the sanctuary status. If you don't, get out of the way because we're going to do our job.